Hi, I'm Bex from Positively Together, and this is Hokey Pokey. We're going to talk for this 2-minute Tuesday about worming. I personally like to train worming with an empty syringe and go through, give me that back, go through the whole process of shaping from a nose touch all the way through to coming up the side of the mouth in the slot between the teeth to the back of the tongue with duration. You can't really see that, but it's in there now. That's the way that I like to do it, with that shaping process, incorporating lots of really small slices, lots of high rate of reinforcement. Filling the tube with something like molasses or applesauce can be a useful tactic, but what I find is that people get it in our heads that the reason horses don't like being wormed is because of the taste of the wormer. When in my opinion, the reason that the majority of horses that are fearful about worming it's because of the events that lead up to the worming itself, because often they're being held by the halter, they're being often strong-armed by people holding them down to get the job done. So it's the stress of the battle leading up to the worming more than it is the taste of the actual wormer, in my opinion. And what I find is that when we work with an empty syringe, we are more realistic about the fact that this is a behaviour that we're shaping. We're shaping the horse to voluntarily take part in this, not just to tolerate it, but to take part in the process of being wormed. Rather than thinking that I've got molasses in my syringe, if I can just get it in his mouth and squirt it out, then he'll believe me and he'll realise that worming isn't so bad. The way that we get really solid voluntary cooperation with worming is by going through those lots and lots of little shaping steps, by thin slicing the behaviour down really small and having lots of repetitions, high rate of reinforcement. That gives us a nice full trust account, so that when we do squirt the actual wormer in and maybe it tastes bad, then we're not going into overdraft with our horse. So by all means use molasses or applesauce in the syringe if you want to, but just keep in mind that the important step is training the behaviour itself of taking the tube, rather than just getting it in the mouth and squirting the actual substance in. I hope that helps someone, and I'll see you next week.